Joining us today, we welcome Deputy Mayor of Infrastructure for the City of Los Angeles, Randall Winston. We're so glad to have you on with us, Randall.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Very, very glad to be here.
Yeah, glad you could join us. As Deputy Mayor, let's just dig right in.
Yep.
What departments are you responsible for?
Great question. So, Deputy Mayor of Infrastructure in this administration, I oversee the Board of Public Works, which includes 5 bureaus: the Bureau of Sanitation, Bureau of Engineering, Bureau of Street Services, Bureau of Contract Administration, and the Bureau of Street Lighting, as well as our Department of Transportation, and then the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, and really supporting the mayor and her 3 appointees to that body.
Wow, that's a lot of departments and bureaus to be over.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So think transportation and everything in the public right of way.
Okay.
And a lot of the services and kind of everyday challenges that Angelenos experience. Everything from trash collection to, you've got a light that's out on your street that needs to be repaired, or trees that need to be trimmed. It's sort of the things that people can touch and feel on a day-to-day basis.
Within all those departments, there is a through line, which is to keep the City of Los Angeles running.
Yes.
On the daily, what are some of the challenges that you meet being over all of the infrastructure of Los Angeles?
Very good question. And when we started this administration, when I came into my role now just over 2 years ago, we knew we were facing some headwinds. A lot of incredible policies on the books of impacting our right-of-way. Vision Zero, Mobility 2035, Complete Streets, measures really from the past 10 years to improve our streets and their safety and quality of life. Challenge, I think, was delivery a lot of those services. Projects not being delivered on time, not being delivered on budget, certainly downtown, but throughout the city. We are, really have been, one of the only major cities in the nation that doesn't have a long-term capital infrastructure plan. So looking at how we budget for our capital improvements and our work in the public right-of-way beyond just a single-year budget process to multiple years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I think the mayor feels strongly that only through a long-term budgeting process will we be able to get through our backlogs in service. Our backlogs for sidewalk repairs, for tree trimming, for repairing our street lights, again, everything in our public right-of-way. The city had already began undertaking a revamp of our 311 system. This is the system that folks can use to request everything from a trash pickup to reporting illegal dumping to removing graffiti, you name it. That system was outdated by about a decade, and so revamping that system, but alongside it, completely changing how we do customer service. The mayor charged the city with developing a first-of-its-kind customer service policy. So how our city employees in the field, on the phones, interacted with the public, with Angelenos, with an eye towards better service. So that's on the service side. And we just now launched actually a new 311 platform. You can download it on your phone today. Very excited about that.
The Olympics, the Paralympics, the FIFA World Cup, all these huge events that are going to be in Los Angeles.
Oh, yes.
You took a trip to Paris to check out how they did
it. It did.
What are some of the big takeaways that you came home and said, okay, this is either what they did right or we could improve on that, but
Yes.
we definitely needed to do that. Was there something that stood out for the city of Los Angeles?
Absolutely. I would say many things. Maybe first of all, I have to express now my appreciation, our appreciation, and what feel like colleagues in the city of Paris. Not only did we go and sort of visit the venues and some of the events, but they and the mayor of Paris made it a point to reach out to us beforehand, create kind of workshops where we were able to deep dive in Paris on the mechanics of how they built their events, how they handled or pieced together their venue approaches, their security, other components, really all components of putting on the Olympic and Paralympic Games. And at the same time, sharing lessons learned. Candidly, what worked, what didn't work, with an eye towards how we in Los Angeles can do it better.
What is the state of public transportation currently here in Los Angeles? I know we're talking a lot about, we've got all these big events that are coming up, but there's also people who very literally have to use the public transportation on the daily to get to and from their job, school, whatever. It's very important, even though the city of Los Angeles was not built around the public transportation grid. Now we're very slowly and meticulously trying to become a public transportation city. How is the infrastructure right now? What sort of things are you in your mind going, this is the next big thing for our public transportation infrastructure that's really going to make the city work?
That's a great question. And I think, this administration, I'll say, myself, and obviously the mayor, fortunate to walk into what has been really a renaissance in transportation, public transit, multimodal ways of thinking about LA over the past 10 years. The passage of Measure M, new ways to fund these projects and investments, securing the games, the Olympic and Paralympic Games. And then, most recently, the passage of Measure HLA, really kind of putting the city to the task of improving our bicycle, pedestrian, and other networks, again, aimed at making our streets more walkable and livable. We are undertaking through Metro really an unprecedented capital endeavor, building out our city's rail, priority bus lanes, our mobility hubs that will again accrue to the Olympics. I would add to that, again, earlier on in the mayor's administration, a new street furniture program. So looking at how we can provide the shade in communities that need that shade most and rely on our bus system. I'm very, very happy to share that we've passed a milestone this year of installing 100 new bus shelters, and not based on ad revenue as has been done in the past, but based on equity, based upon where those shelters are needed most. And we're going to continue to do that through the games and beyond. And so there is a lot happening to, I think, contribute to getting folks out of their single passenger vehicles, using our rail, our buses, biking, walking, and I think that's very exciting.
Let's talk a little bit about the fire recovery effort. Something like this, fire recovery, it takes a village. You're working with state, federal, as well as city groups. How's that going?
It takes a village, it takes a metropolis, right? to extend that metaphor even further. Very, I think, excited, and I know the mayor and all partners are proud of the fact that we are undertaking the fastest recovery in modern California history, ahead of schedule on more or less, I think, every front. We're at today about 1,300 parcels or lots that have been cleared of debris, months ahead of schedule. The Army Corps of Engineers, I know just this week, ramped up from 89 crews to 95 crews, moving at a clip of 40 parcels per day, which is getting them on track to remove debris before the end of the summer. Again, record-breaking time. In tandem with that, the mayor was out in the Palisades to celebrate breaking ground on a couple of properties that have already secured permits and are rebuilding their homes right now. She was at the rec center, which we know is the cultural heart, you might say, of the Palisades community, standing hand in hand with Steadfast LA and the Lakers to put forth a vision for rebuilding and really reimagining the rec center. And so on really every front, the work is moving swiftly.
Well, Randall, thank you so much for joining us today. So glad to have you on. Do you have a couple websites you'd like to share with folks at home?
I do, and thank you again. So first, the mayor's website, where you can learn more all about the mayor's activities, press releases, what we're up to across the city. That's mayor.lacity.gov. And then second, the recovery, and that is recovery.lacity.gov.